Hey everybody, welcome to day 4. Up till now we've been doing lots of really brothy based soups, and I thought it'd be fun to do something that's a little creamier, but this is super healthy. You're not going to believe how healthy it is. We are doing carrot ginger sweet potato soup, and we're doing complete vegetarian today. Even I'm using the vegetarian broth, organic from Aldi.
Fantastic.
And
We love Aldi.
Can't wait to get started.
It's
but
gonna be
first,
great. Yes, we'll talk a little bit about our movie of the day. Anybody a fan of Christmas Vacation? Oh yeah, so good stuff. We love Clark W. Griswold and his family, and we'll hit into his phrase. Love the fact that he brings the family over for Christmas. We could never do with that many people in our house. Just being real, we're two creatures of habit,
Yes.
I think. But anyway, so hopefully, maybe you do. Maybe you are the brave souls that do that. And maybe you could cook this very soup for your family.
There you
which
go.
would be great. All right, so let's get into this.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the ingredients,
Yep.
and then we'll start.
Put it all together,
Yeah,
sure.
start cooking. So what we're doing is we're using 2 small sweet potatoes, and the tip of the day for me.
This is a great tip, so pay attention.
Yeah, the original recipe was to peel and chop your sweet potatoes and roast them for an hour, and that takes forever. And peel and chop your carrots and roast them for about 40 minutes. It takes 8 carrots and 2 small sweet potatoes. But if you've ever watched another one of my videos, you know that one of my biggest tips is to just put your sweet potatoes in the crock pot. If you wash them, put them in the crock pot, you don't have to peel them or anything like that. They turn out like this, and the peel just comes right off. So you never have to peel them, and that's kind of a pain. For the carrots, I did peel them, but started them in the crock pot this morning, and they're ready to go into the soup. So that's the base. We've got ginger, of course, garlic, onion, the veggie broth, some organic honey, and a spice blend, which is curry powder, cumin, paprika, and ground ginger.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of, I think, savory spices, which will be great
with a
for
little sweet.
Yeah, with a little bit of sweet from the honey, which is going to be good.
I think it's gonna be really hearty.
Yeah. So let's
Did you want me to talk about the onions?
Absolutely, I think it'd be
Dan
great for you
said
to
to
too.
talk
We should
about
talk
the
about the onions real quick here.
I talked about this in the earlier videos, but on Sunday, I start my cooking. Even before I know what I'm doing, I peel up a bunch of onions. It's usually 2. Whenever I'm in the kitchen by myself and I'm fantasizing about my cookbook, it's going to be...
Which everybody does. So that's good.
I'm going to call it start with 2 onions. Because seriously, I dice up onions.
Yeah.
Somebody online taught me how to cut a
great
real way to slice the onions. And I put them in a pan, and I cook them really slow. And I like to really cook the heck out of them. These aren't quite caramelized. Sometimes when I'm in the mood, I caramelize them, but they are very soft. That's the color that they are. They're sweet, and I keep them in the fridge. And when I need some onions for something, you don't have to saute onions again, because that's a pain in the butt. Can I say butt?
You can.
And so when I need sauteed onions, and they're done. You saved yourself 25 minutes. Sometimes I cook these babies for an hour. I really like them cooked down.
And having grown up with onions were kind of my main,
Raw.
grandma's main thing. It was always raw to start.
Gross.
And just not a lot of flavor, just a lot of bitterness, and just whereas this brings out the sweetness. So good stuff. Okay, so let's get into the recipe now. What do we need to do?
So this is going to be really easy today, and it's not going to take a long time.
Sure.
We're going to start with the onions, and again, I'm going to put... I don't measure anything, you guys.
Because she's a jazz. Remember we said she's a jazz cooker.
This is about 1 onion, but I could put it all in, but I don't want to really overdo it. The onions are already cooked, so I'm going to put... You want to give me a spoon?
Sure.
I was going to use that one, but
That's
it has a
fine.
little spice on it.
Sounds good.
So I'm going to put about that much garlic in there. I really like garlic.
So about a clove.
2 cloves.
2 cloves right in that area.
And all we want to do is get that garlic, some of the rawness taken out of it.
Good.
I'm just gonna let that go for a minute. I didn't put any oil in, nothing. You don't need any oil. There was a little oil in the onions when I sauteed them, so there's a little bit of that. But if you're really watching it, it's not gonna burn. And remember your garlic, you just want a couple minutes on that, or it will burn.
Yeah, good nonstick pan will help that.
So anyway, we got that going, and we're gonna go ahead and put in our sweet potatoes, and we're gonna put in our carrots, and I can just show you. I don't know if the thingy can get me. But this is what the carrots look like. I'm not going to burn myself. I'm famous for burning myself. I set my hand on fire last week. So if you have any fun, terrible things that happen to you in the kitchen, please feel free to share because you're in really, really good company. This is 8 peeled carrots.
Yep.
Roasted on low for about 6 hours.
Yep.
I cranked it up to high at the end, but I don't think it really did anything.
Sure.
So we're putting all this in because we're going to use an immersion blender. So we don't have to worry about the size of the pieces right now.
Sure. What if you don't have an immersion blender? What do?
You could use a regular blender, a stand-up blender.
So cook this all first and then blend it at the end. Is that the idea?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
So those are the carrots. You could also, if you have a Vitamix, you could probably just cook this in the Vitamix.
You really could.
The problem with the Vitamix, at least ours, it won't hold all this broth, so you'd have to hold back on the broth and then add that in later.
Sure.
So in goes the sweet potato. Again, it's very, very healthy. I almost said super. Remember, I say super way too much. Does that smell good?
It does
Onions
smell
and garlic make your house smell amazing.
Yep.
So I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
good. Seriously, my wife, like, all weekend long, kids. This is her love. This is what she loves to do all weekend long. It's
This is what I do.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to put the broth in. 6 cups of vegetable broth. But if I had the turkey broth still, I would use it. I just ran out. So I
Yep.
guess we need to get another turkey.
I guess so.
Or a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
Good deal.
And then in goes the spice blend. I already told you guys you want to read it.
I'll do it again. So we got 1 tablespoon of curry. We've got
Curry
1
powder.
teaspoon. Yeah, curry powder. 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of ground ginger.
Yep.
All the
Honey, want to have some honey?
Yep, honey.
Our friends at Costco get us this delicious honey. 2 tablespoons. I imagine we'll have to salt this at the end.
Yep.
I think that I have destroyed my mouth because I really like salt and I have a tendency to oversalt things. And so with these soups and stuff, I hold it back.
Yeah.
I hold back a little bit.
And then when it's time, you can always you can't come back. Here's the way
Right.
you
You
can't
can
come
always
back
add
from
at the
other.
end.
You can always add, but you
Yep.
can't come back from over.
When I was making gravy at Thanksgiving, my dad was standing right here.
Yes.
And I went to taste it and I was like, oh, it needs salt. And he tasted it. He goes, no, it doesn't.
Yep.
And it was perfect.
Yep.
So I hate to brag.
I know.
So anyway, all that stuff is in there. Remember that stuff?
There's the immersion
It's already
blender.
cooked. So there's my immersion blender. If you don't have one and you like to make soups, you should totally get one.
Yeah. Worth
So,
it.
yeah, this is what I use if you watch the video for the marinara sauce.
Yep.
To me, this is like a miracle.
Smooths it all
It
out.
smooths it out. I'm just going to jab it down a little
Big
bit. And
chunks.
here we go. Sorry for the sound, pigs.
Here we go. Not bad.
Okay. Nice and smooth.
All done.
Okay, and we're gonna want this to heat up, of course, but remember, everything's already cooked.
Yep.
So let's give it a little taste. Want to?
Sure. Absolutely.
Always taste, people. Always taste.
Very important. You see, if you ever watch the show Chopped, you gotta know.
And on Cutthroat Kitchen, they take away your tasting spoons.
Ooh.
The flavor is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The original recipe called for cayenne pepper, and it was optional. But I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of cayenne pepper because I think it could use a little heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a 1/4 teaspoon, and it goes a long way. Little goes a long way. About a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of salt because I think that could bump up the flavor a little
Full
bit.
teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, probably. So there's my 1/4 teaspoon. This is ground cayenne red pepper. Okay, a couple teaspoons of salt. Let's try one.
Let's try one. Yep.
Because you can't take it out, right, Dan?
You said can't go back.
Can't go back. So I'm just going to give it a quick one of these.
Zip.
Get us some new spoons.
Yes.
Don't use your spoons
Yeah.
again. I know
Cause
your mom
contamination.
did. Your mom did. and you
That
know
wooden
it.
spoon.
Just dip her right back in.
All right, here we go. Good. Yeah, the heat is there,
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah.
No more cayenne.
more heat.
So a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne.
And the salt's pretty good. Maybe just a smidge more, probably. I
Smidge
would
more, like a half
say.
teaspoon?
Yeah, probably a
1/4
half teaspoon.
And remember, you could add it in your serving
That's good.
or whatever. And I think with all creamy kind of soups that we make, that don't have half and half or heavy cream, like the Pioneer Woman, who I think is great.
Yes.
She's just killing her family.
She's just killing her.
She is.
It's true with all the
She
butter.
is. I want to be her, but I want to take all that butter and make Spritz cookies out of it. Hot chocolate doesn't need 3 sticks of butter in it.
This is true.
Anyway, with these creamy soups, at the end, add a little Greek yogurt. Just stir it in there.
And I think that's going to really help, especially with the heat, because that actually heated up quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be good to bring it down.
So
Yeah.
what I would do is I would toast up some nice seedy bread and make it into little croutons and maybe put it on top, or like I'm
Nice whole grainy.
queen of grilled cheese
Yep.
with my kids or quesadillas or something, and serve this soup to them.
Delicious stuff. Good stuff.
That's all.
All right, so we got our giveaway that's going to be happening. Remember, so every time you post the phrase of the day, you're getting put towards a chance to win this lovely Fixate cookbook at the end of the week. And so we'll be awarding that to someone by a drawing at the end of the week. And so today's phrase that we love from our friend Clark.
We tried to pick one out of here, and we're like calling out 100 different catchphrases.
Yeah, there were some ones that weren't appropriate, so we won't do those. But anyway, the one we're gonna do is that his trouble that he's dealing with at the end is that he get his Christmas bonus. And what does he really get when he does get the envelope to arrive? He gets the Jelly of the Month Club. So that's the phrase, Jelly of the Month Club.
Won't pay for his pool.
It will not pay for his pool.
No.
So, but anyway, so we hope you enjoy your recipe today. We got one more day tomorrow, which is going to be good. Oh, you're going to love it. And thanks so much for watching. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate any shares. Really makes a big issue it really helps us spread out this whole issue of being healthy eaters in doing that together.
Don't put butter in your hot chocolate.
No butter in your hot
bad.
chocolate. Okay. Thanks for listening. Let's go.
Let's go.